In Vanguard.
It's like,
My name's Rodney. I'm in Team Knight, and I run Blackwings. So this is just a deck profile.
He didn't even have a sliver of a chance.
So I'm going to start with
unless he had
I
a
have
stalling deck.
2 Roshis in my
That's
Blackwings,
his
the
Vanguard.
Squall. And what his ability is, I can special summon one of him per turn if I have another Blackwing on the field other than himself. And he is a dark wing beast tuner, level 1, and
It's like you see
he's
the
really
proxies
helpful
all
in
over
getting
the-
out
shit,
a lot
you
of
see
my
National Guard, and it's like, oh,
extra
fuck,
deck
right
cards.
HD.
And he has a decent attack for a level 1, but he's mainly to get on the field to get him right back off.
I need you on the field. All right, now get the fuck out.
GTF.
All right, and then
Do you have anything other than
my
heroes?
only other level
Yeah.
1 is a Battle Fader, and I have that in the deck specifically because if I can't get any other cards out and my opponent's attacking me, I can negate his attack and end the battle phase and save my life points for a rainy day.
Band.
And also, if I don't have any other cards that I contribute for a synchro summon, I can get him out in the field and get rid of him. I also have 2 Blackwing Blizzard the Far North. He has 1300 attack, which is decent for a level 2. He's a Wing Beast Dark Tuner, and his ability is when I normal summon him, I can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Blackwing monster from my graveyard in face-up attack. No, I'm sorry, in face-up defense position. And it's really good for when I have a level 4 in my graveyard because I can bring it back as long as it's not a tuner. I can get both of them back off the field and go straight into my synchro deck.
That I'd be most likely to win again.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I also have 2
I will battle you.
2 Blackwing Pinaki, the Waxing Moon. And his ability is if he's sent to the graveyard for any reason during either my or my opponent's turn, I can add 1 Blackwing of any level to my hand from my deck. And that's really helpful for getting out early summons and special summons from my extra deck. Next, I have 2 Gale, the Whirlwinds, Blackwing Gale Whirlwind, and level 3 tuner. He's the main tuner that I used for synchro summoning in this deck because he can be special summoned straight onto the field if I have another Blackwing on the field other than him. And he's also versatile in the fact that he can have one of my opponent's monsters attack and defense. So if I can't get into my extra deck right then and there, I can easily use Gale to obliterate my opponent's team. Next, I have Breeze the Zephyr. And basically what he does is if I bring him to my hand from my deck for any reason, he can be special summoned unless I draw him normally. He can be special summoned straight to the field, and he's great for getting into my synchros. I have 2 Blackwing, the Kalute, the Moon Shadow, and he is awesome for if I need an attack boost. He gives 14 attack to one of my Blackwing monsters if they're attacked or are attacking. Even if my opponent has no monsters on the field, I can boost their attack to end game if I can't normal summon him. Next, I have 2 Blackwing Chris the Crack of Dawns, and they are one of my prized parts of my deck. Level 4, very good for synchro summoning. 1900 attack. They cannot, once per turn, they cannot be destroyed by spell and trap cards, and they can be special summoned once per turn if I control another Blackwing other than Chris.
isn't there one that works the same way as Chris that's special summoned, but it's like it has like a drill? I forgot what it's called. Sorry, I forgot what it was.
I don't think it works like that. I think
There's one that you would special summon from your hand quickly, and it was kind of like Chris, but it's like,
I used to have the one with the drill in my deck, but
Yeah.
I took him out because I found better cards. I also have excuse me. I have two the original blackwing
That shield is such bull.
Shira, the blue flame, and he is the bread and butter of my blackwings. If I get him out early in the game and my opponent has weak monsters, I can destroy his or her monsters easily, and special summon from my deck other blackwings and get a second attack or more once per turn, and then I can synchro summon right after I end the battle phase.
People had like a bunch of cops called on them because they were just doing Pokemon battle on their phone. It's like
Next,
ridiculous.
I have Blackwings of Faros the Elite, and if he's in my graveyard and I have a face-up card that I can, I usually bring back like a continuous spell card because I can put that right back on the field. I can send one card face up from my side of the field to my hand, and I can special summon him back from the graveyard, but I lose 400 life points. So that's kind of a risk I'm willing to take. I have Blackwing Kalima the Haze, and the main reason he's in there is for tributing purposes. But he also has an effect that if I have a synchro monster, a Blackwing synchro, or any synchro I believe it is, in my graveyard, I can remove him from play and special summon that synchro onto the field during my opponent's turn. But that synchro is removed from play at the end of the turn. Next, I have the Raven, Elephant the Raven, and he can be normal summoned as long as I have another Blackwing on the field. And when he's normal summoned, I can change the battle position of one monster my opponent controls. So that's great for just decimating the field easily. So that was all my monsters. Now we move on to all my spells and traps. So I run 2 Dark Eruptions because they can bring back, usually I use them to bring back Gale or Panaki to continuously special summon and bring out more of my extra deck and storm the field. I also have 2 Black Whirlwinds, and when I normal summon a Blackwing monster, I can add to my hand one other Blackwing monster from my deck to my hand with less attack than the monster that I normal summoned. And the awesome thing about these 2 is that I can use them both on the same turn, and as many times as I normal summon, I can use their effect. So that works really well with a synchro that I have in my extra deck. I have 2 MSTs, specifically for destroying spells and traps. Really basic, but it really helps sometimes.
staple.
Yeah. Everyone should have an MST, at least one in their deck.
MST or Twin Twister.
Yeah. I have a single Raptor Wing Strike, and the reason that is because if I get a monster that I don't want in my hand, I can normal summon it, use that card, send it back to the deck, and get a better Blackwing. And it can be any level. I also have Swords of Revealing Light just for stall. And everyone should know 3 turns can't attack. I run a single Foolish Burial.
Another card that's starting to become staple in a lot of decks.
And the reason I run that is because I usually run that with, let me see, Panaki's effect. Where is it?
I have drawn out one good hand.
Well, Panaki, when it's sent to the graveyard, as I said before, I can add to my hand 1 Blackwing, and Foolish Burial sends it directly from the deck to the graveyard, so I can get that immediately, even if Panaki's not in my hand.
So many ways I
Like a
could go.
gold rare.
I have 1 Falling Current, and that's just in case I need to synchro immediately if I don't have the right levels on the field.
Let's see.
1 to 3, I can choose a number 1 to 3, and that one monster I control becomes that level.
Okay.
I also have the trio of forbidden spells: the Forbidden Lance, Forbidden Chalice, and Forbidden Dress. Forbidden Lance, I can choose one monster on the field for until the end of that turn that I use this effect. It loses 800 attack, but it's unaffected by other spell and trap cards, which is really good if I don't want a monster to be destroyed or targeted for anything. Forbidden Chalice, I can target any monster on the field. It gains 400 attack, but its effects are negated. So if my opponent uses a good effect, I can activate that immediately. I can take the 400 if they attack it with it still, but they won't be able to use their monster's effect. And then I also have Forbidden Dress, and this works almost the same way that Forbidden Lance works, except the monster loses 600 and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Or no, just destroyed by a card effect.
Yeah, it can't be destroyed by card effects.
Which is still good.
But that's a level 8 monster.
His effect.
Next, in my traps, I run 2 Icarus attacks,
Special summon the
and these are awesome in Wing Beast deck, comprised of all Wing Beasts except for 1 Fiend. And what it does, if I tribute 1 Wing Beast monster from my side of the field, I can destroy 2 cards on the field on either side of the field. So if I have Pinaki on the field, I can tribute him, or I can destroy him and use his effect, and then I can destroy one of my opponent's monsters or spells and traps, or I can use Icarus attack for his entire field.
Zero's lock here. He can't target this.
Yeah. But with this card.
Next, I have Bottomless Trap Hole, and that's just staple.
Cast Champion's Vigilance.
I also have Magical Cylinder.
Just a lot of people don't play this.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It sometimes slows down the deck, but it is old and it's still good.
It's kind of a filler, but it's still good. It gets me out of a lot of
It's good, especially that one moment when it's just like, oh no, they're at 800.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Always good against a beatdown deck.
Fuck yes.
Always.
Black Return is awesome in my deck because if I special summon exactly 1 Blackwing monster, I can send 1 monster from my opponent's side of the field to their hand and gain life points equal to that monster's attack. So that can save me in a lot of circumstances, especially since most people run 2,500 attack monsters every single game.
28 for this 28,
guy.
24. There's that single 24, which is funny because it smacks.
I also have Dimensional Prison.
I'd call it stable because people,
Yeah.
it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't really expect this one, but I also have Black Sonic. And this works 2 ways. I can use it from my hand if I have exactly 3 Blackwing monsters and no other. Or I can use it from the field, and it's a trap, so that's really good if I can use it from my hand. But basically, if my opponent attacks me while I have a Blackwing monster on the field, I can negate the attack and banish all attack position monsters on my opponent's field.
Just more pumped up Black Iron Mirror Force.
Yeah.
Just more pumped up Mirror Force.
It's like a Dark Mirror Force for attack position monsters.
Pretty much.
And now we go on to the extra deck. I only have 11 cards in my extra deck, but we'll start with Assault Wing Chidori, the Rain Sprinkling. It's a level 7, and it's really easy to get out because I have a lot of ways to get out level 7s.
A lot of people heard about Blackwing, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they know that shit.
Yeah.
They just put that effect with cameras.
It's kind of hard to read with that one. But he gains attack equal to the amount of Blackwings in my graveyard times 300.
Oh yeah, fuck that shit. I got OTK'd by that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It was scary for a minute.
Just easily just destroy my entire deck and just Raikiri for the win. I'm sorry, Chidori for the win. I also have Blackwing Raikiri. And his effect, if I have other Blackwings other than him, so I can have up to 4, I can use his effect and pop as up to that many cards on my opponent's side of the field. So that's really helpful for keeping my opponent off of the field. Next, I have 2 Obsidian Yugiohs, and the reason why I have 2 is because if one gets destroyed or banished, especially destroyed, I can bring it back. But if it gets banished, I have a contingency plan, and he is very good for getting back synchros that I've wasted or
used for a bigger synchro
summon. Yeah. And he can also
redirect attacks.
If he's targeted for spells and traps once per turn, or targeted by an attack once per turn, I believe it is. I can send it to another monster that's appropriate, and that monster gets targeted instead. So he works really good if he's attacked with Blackwing Armor Master, because Blackwing Armor Master cannot be destroyed by battle, and I lose no life points whatsoever from battles involving him. So even if it's a 5,000 monster on the field, I still lose nothing. The good thing about Armor Master is that if he is attacked or he attacks, my opponent's monster gains a wedge counter. Yeah, 1 wedge counter. And they can only have 1 wedge counter at a time. But if I remove that wedge counter, they have 0 attack until the end of the turn. And that's really helpful. Next, I run 2 Blackwing Nathong, the Starlight. And he's really good for normal summoning an extra Blackwing once per turn. He also can zap 800 attack and defense points from one of my opponent's monsters, and my opponent can lose 800 life points from just special summoning him.
A little Gaga cowboy right here.
But he can only be special summoned once per turn and use that effect. I also have 2 Blackwing Armored Wings. I only use them when my opponent has a lot of face down defense position or just defense position monsters, because he does piercing damage and he gains 500 attack.
Good against super heavies sometimes.
Yeah. So he has a total of 28 when he attacks a defense position monster and then inflicts piercing. And the masterpiece of my entire deck, I'm kidding, but a really good card is Beals of the Diabolical Dragons. And I can get him out almost first turn every game if I have a really good hand. And he can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. And if I lose life points for any reason while he's on the field, he gains that much in attack. And he's already at 3,000, so he's really broken.
Monarchs have something for that.
Yeah, it's called
Stormforth.
And Tribute.
Tribute summon.
Yeah. This is why I don't mess with Monarchs. But that's my deck.
Alright, so that was Blackwings. Like and subscribe, and yeah.
Yeah.